Hi there, I'm Judy Vitale, your astrologer with Weekly Horoscopes at Work from readthestars.com. And this week it's February 15th through 21st, starting off with President's Day 2016. And big news this week, the sun moves into Pisces. It's the last astrology sign before the beginning of spring. So get ready to stir up all the spiritual energy that you have inside so that you can get prepared to start all of the newness and the wonder of spring. It's just right around the corner, really, I promise, even those of us who are freezing to death these days. Also this week, Venus moves into Aquarius. This means that we become a little bit more conscious of our communities in terms of our outreach. It's a really good time these next few weeks to reach out and try to build relationships that expand your network. Networking is so important, especially if you're running your own business, but it can even be important when you're doing business in any way, shape, or form. So I think Venus really helps with that. With that told to you, let me also tell you I'll be at Journeys of Life on the 15th, Monday, and the 20th, Saturday, 1 to 5 both days. So please call 212-681-9755 for your appointment. And I will now give you your day-by-day rundown on the forecast. Monday, we wake up with the Taurus moon. It will be void, of course, as of 2:46 a.m. on Monday, and then we'll go into Gemini at 9:35 a.m. The moon in Gemini is great for communication. This is when you want to put out your mailings and you want to make your phone calls. Gemini basically just wants to disseminate information. So, of course, you want to avoid gossip of any kind. But at the same time, you do want to be aware that it's an excellent time for people to hear your message and spread it around. So it could be very, very good. Tuesday, the moon stays in Gemini, so they will continue to have this help with our communication. However, it's going to get involved in this configuration that's building up in the sky right now between Jupiter and Saturn. The moon will be opposite Saturn, so we'll feel a little bit kind of pushed down. When we try to extend ourselves, that person may not be able to answer us, or we may not be able to reach a certain audience that we like for whatever reason. And then at the same time, Jupiter is there pushing us and pushing us and pushing us. So the idea is to bring things into balance. Do use your energy to put things out there, but don't expect everything to go exactly the way that you think you want them to. Always be ready and willing to accept the will of the universe in all of our dealings. On Wednesday, the Gemini moon continues until 11:37 a.m., at which point it will go void. Of course, when the moon is void, of course, what you want to do is avoid anything that's going to be consequential. Do this activities that have more to do with finishing up than starting things. Avoid planning meetings. Avoid major purchases. If you have to have any kind of interaction, be prepared for things to change and not be exactly the way that you expected. Again, allowing the will of the universe to play into your daily life. It's a much easier way to live. The moon goes into Cancer at 2:24 p.m., and so people will become more compassionate. This is when we all want to take care of one another, and sometimes it can get to the point where we take care of one another so well and so much that it becomes annoying. We also like to indulge, especially in food. So this is a good time of year, and many religions institute practices where you're actually depriving the body of the things that it tells your inner guide or your soul that you want. So, try to remember that that's not the order in which things are supposed to go. Do the things that are good for you and nurture yourself, but don't think by eating a double chocolate sundae just for fun that you're treating yourself. Nothing wrong with that now and again, but, the point is that Cancer will lead to overindulgence, especially on Thursday, when we have a trine to Neptune, where we tend to believe what we want to believe. The moon's going to interplay with that and bring that mood into our workplace as well. And then there's going to be an opposition from Pluto and a square from Uranus. So when you have all of these outer planet, otherworldly energies interacting with the moon, it's great for inspiration. But don't believe everything that someone might try to tell you today, because on Thursday, because it may not turn out to be manifest quite yet. But do put things out there. We're always talking to our future. So talk to your future about what you truly want the outcome to be in all of your dealings. On Friday, we have the Cancer moon going void, of course, at 9:36 a.m. The sun moving into Pisces at 12:34 a.m., which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. This is a whole change in mood. I bet you thought, oh, it's not going to be the 21st or the 22nd. Well, the sun doesn't stay in Aquarius that long, because it's just the way the calendars overlap. And although the sun is moving faster in the winter from the standpoint of the northern hemisphere, so it's a little bit early in the month for it to change signs, but it does do this. So you'll find a lot of Pisces people born slightly earlier than you would expect. Always check with an astrologer to find out what sun sign you are. It's really easy to get the wrong sign or to say you're on the cusp. It's really best to get the calculation so you know exactly where it is that you stand. I also forgot to mention that Venus makes its turn into Aquarius at 11:17 p.m. on Tuesday evening. So if you want to do something to welcome Venus, to put your networking together, you might want to light a candle or put your email list together, or whatever it is that you need to do in order to start that process going around that time or anytime after that. So moving on into Friday evening, we have the moon trine Mars setting up most of the day on Friday. Moon goes void, of course, at 9:36 a.m. and goes into Leo at 9:17 p.m. And when that occurs, there's just a more grandiose mood. People are much more demonstrative with their affection and their emotions, and they can also become a little bit more centered on themselves. And I don't want everybody to think that Leo people are egotistical, because they are not. What they are is they are grand, and they want you to be grand too. So they're always going to try to bring the best out of the people around them. And if you have a Leo in your life, just give them the affection and attention that they deserve, and everything is going to be great. On Saturday also, we have the moon opposite Venus and opposite Mercury. So there's a lot of activity about communication and about affection and about, self and other, self and other. And we do have to, again, bring balance into our lives. Then finally on Sunday, we have the Leo moon continuing for most of the day, sort of uneventful. We'll just stay the same that it was on Saturday in terms of mood. And then we'll have a nice trine from Saturn and a nice trine from Uranus and a square from Mars in the evening. And then poof, void, of course, again. And I'll just give you a slight preview. We have a full moon on Monday, and the moon moves into Virgo. So it's going to be a very kind of exciting Sunday in the sense that people will be anticipating that full moon. So if you feel a little bit edgy, go ahead and plan out your week. Take a little bit of time to really plan out how you're going to receive that full moon. It's an important one because it's also the first full moon of the Chinese New Year of the Fire Monkey. And I hope that that's all going well for you. So again, I'll be at Journeys this week on Monday and Saturday. And then I will also be available for coaching and readings and hypnotherapy and all the other things that I do, trying to align you and your actions with your purpose and your passion. So if you need to contact me in order to get that sort of help with me and build a relationship, please do so at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.